Hello, everyone. Uh, welcome to another live number 14. I'm Nick. Greetings. Hello to everyone from Asia. Hello to everyone from Europe, and hello, early birds in United States. Well, here today I'm with Bartek, and Bartek is the project manager for the BigShortBets. Welcome, Bartek.
Hi, Mikołaj. Hi, everyone. Nice to be here with you today.
Yes, how you doing, by the way? How's weather where you live? How you feeling? How was your week, most of all? Because this week I saw that you gained 1,000 active users on the sandbox. So first of all, well, join the sandbox. How you feel about
Yeah,
that, Bartek? 1,000.
I'm quite surprised how quickly we achieved 1,000. I was sure that then we will gain that a little bit longer, but right now it's quite surprised how fast we achieved that milestone, right?
Sure.
Of course, there is some double accounts for somebody and something like that, but still, I just realized that the 1,000 for sure they are unique accounts, and it's quite surprise, right?
Yeah, here you see on the screen 1,000 active users, and here on the bottom of your screen you can join our Twitter and Telegram and other social medias. Feel free to leave some questions and thumbs up. And okay, let's go. So Bartek, how was the week for you guys behind the doors, devs? And the progress and achievements, how were you doing? How
Yeah.
is the stuff
So
going?
today we want to introduce and let you use first time the groups function. So it means that we delivered them next milestone on our roadmap, right, for product. So it's quite we are quite happy that we finally just allow you to create your own group and have your own space to create some community maybe, or your secure place to share information, to get some projects or maybe actions like GameStop inside our application. But I need to just say that loud that currently they are not encrypted, right? The groups are not encrypted, so everything what you posted there will be the, let's say, semi-public.
Mm-hmm.
But the encryption is in a way. I think in the next week or two we should be able to deliver that. But right now it's more like a testing, right? We want to make sure that we are on a good path to deliver the groups in a way that will be usable for user, right? They will be helpful, and they are not, let's say, boring and let's say, yeah,
Of
boring and
course.
buggy, right? Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, amazing. This is very important, but just as you said, and coming week or two, we're gonna have encrypted groups. So, well, this is basically the goal of the application to increase your security, freedom of information, freedom of speech, of opinion, or of anything you guys wanna share. So yeah, remember to join the sandbox because 1,000 active users is a big milestone. Okay, what else you got on your plate?
To back what you said, because I'm quite happy that you said it loud, because like you maybe
Mm-hmm.
all our mission is to ensure that you feel safe and you are free in our application, and we based on our application in the, let's say, idea that it's zero knowledge application. It means that develop team or anybody who will get access to the database won't be able to read your data, your information, your messages, something like that. So it means that nobody won't be able to read. Of course, the group of people you invite to your group
Mm-hmm.
will be able to read that, but nobody from your group shouldn't be able to read that, right? So this is why we are focusing so hard on that part. So I'm happy that Miko, you mentioned that.
Yeah, this is probably how people are gonna use it. Like inside your own business, your business members. I don't know, maybe even your family or whatever. Because well, you don't want your private stuff being leaked out because leaks happen. Even like the biggest politicians got like email hacks, email leaks, and other stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's one of the most important things that the consumers, that users are gonna be curious about. So what else on the plate you got? You said that you've been working with Mateusz on the graphic part of the structure.
Yeah, exactly. So today with us is Mateusz. Mateusz is one of our front-end developers. It means that he is responsible for what user sees and how it works in your web browser, and specific in the Tor browser. So I think that Mateusz will want to share with us the code and show how the groups work. So I think that we can
Okay,
just
let's go.
give the stage to him. Yeah. Good
Hello,
luck.
Mateusz.
Yeah, hello.
Welcome.
Yeah, hello. Welcome, Mike. Welcome, you guys. I'm very happy to be here. And
Sure, nice to see you.
yeah, and I'm really glad that I'm finally able to show you our newest feature, which is the groups, on which I've been working on for the past, I think, 2 weeks. And so, yeah, lots of sleepless nights,
Oh
lots
my.
of work, but I'm glad that it's finally working and we can show it to you.
Right, let's go.
Yeah, so let me show you some code quickly, and then we will show you the code in action, let's say.
All right.
Yeah, so we start from the model for adding
Okay,
groups.
wait up.
So it works.
I'm gonna put it on a big screen, okay? Because right now it's in the small screen. I'm gonna
Okay.
go and make it into a big screen, okay? Just one more second. Let's do it that way. Okay, I'm making it a big screen. And right now there is a big screen for that. Let me hide the
Okay.
whale. Not this whale. This whale. Here. And now there is a big screen for you.
Yeah, so we start where all groups start. So with the add group model, it basically works the same way as our models for adding baits or adding or editing your profile or reporting bugs. It's of pretty similar structure. It obviously checks if the group with the name you chose exists. Of course, you have to name the group to be able to create it, but you don't have to choose a description for your group. And in the future, we will also probably add hashtags for creating groups, but that's for the future. So stay tuned, guys,
Okay.
for that update. Yes. So the next let's say view we got is like the groups view. So where you as a user view all the groups you belong to, all the groups you've sent a request to join to, and all the groups. Right now we do not have private groups, but it's also a feature for future, so you can also expect that. And yeah, it's pretty simple of a structure. So let's go to the main view that is interesting for us today. So it's obviously the group view. So how our group looks and what you can do from the group view. So there are three, let's say, views to the or three modes of a group view. There is one where you enter a group as a user that is not a member of this group. So then you see only like the basic info about this group, like members count and the description of the group and the name, obviously. There is also a member view that you see when you become a member of a group. And there's also a owner view, which you will be able to see if the group is yours. So as a member, you have the ability to add baits and to comment on other baits, to react to other baits, and all the features connected with baits that are on our main page. And as a owner, you have an option to accept and reject users from joining your group. Yeah, and that's basically it. It's also not that complicated, but there are some tricks to it. And there is also like when you are not a member of a group, you have a button to request to join a group. But if you click it multiple times, a snack bar will appear that says, "Oh, you've already requested to join this group, so don't make it. So don't try to join again. You have to wait for the owner to accept you or reject you." Yeah, but if the owner rejects you, you still have like an option to send a request again.
Yeah, to click
and
again.
maybe he will accept you. Yeah, maybe he will accept you the next time.
Yeah, so you can try over and over, sure.
Yeah, but I don't think that trying too many times will lead to success. But you can try, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, here
I can just share a little bit more about our plans, because maybe you know that there is a coin in a way, right? We will have the big SV coin, and you need to remember that this coin will be the basic tokenomics and economics in application, right? So it means that if you want to create a paid group, for example, you have paid wallet to get access to the group, the system will allows you to, for example, only accept people who give you the coins for access, right? So thanks that we will have you, we want to allow you to collect the groups, people who are ready to pay for your information and for your privacy. So yeah, this is why we prepared like that. Maybe right now is not make any sense for you, but it's prepared for future. I cannot say, and I can say that like that, right?
Okay, makes sense. So will you be able to share like other things, like not just text, but videos, links, photos, like any kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, I think in the second part of the presentation, when Mateusz will finish, we will create together the group.
Okay, right.
I will add the bait. So I think when Mateusz will say that we are ready to go, I will show that in the application.
All right.
Yeah, so quickly wrap up my little code presentation, I just wanted to show you the last file, the last view, let's say. So it's a view that the owner has when he goes into the admin panel. So as you see, there are many things here commented out, because we still don't have all the future features that we plan to do in our groups, but they will be coming soon. So stay tuned. Of course, I can pick some features, and those are, for example, a blocked section, so you can block somebody from joining your group, and you can invite other members to join your group, so they won't have to request to join it. Yeah, and that's basically it. There is only one other thing left. It's for the accepting and rejecting members. Yeah, you will have a list of users, and alongside every one of them there will be two buttons: one to accept him, or one to reject him. Yeah, and I think that's all for us. Oh, and there is one more thing. There's also an option to edit your group. You can edit the title, and you can edit the description of your group. So now we can move to a more interesting part of our life when we show you the actual groups view and how you can create them. So back to you, Bartek.
All right. Going back to you, Bartek, and you're on the show. Okay, we need your
Like
microphone.
always,
Oh, you got it.
Like always, the code is the code, right?
Mhm.
But the fun part is always an application.
Right.
So let's create something together. I already create a group. Like I can see other users that start creating their own groups, but my group, you can just say that, for example, groups to belongs to. This is my group, so you can see. I'm looking forward to everybody to join my group because I think that it will be a good way to test that, for example, and improve our channel to communicate with community. So if you want to ask me directly, or do you have any suggestions and you want to make sure that it will be traceable for dev team, let's use these groups, and I think that we can just assume that it's a little experience for everybody, and we want to find out how it will works, right? So yeah, like you can see, this is only the group. In the future, it will be the files, the, let's say, the image you will can you add for your group, something like that. But right now, the adding debates and creating the groups and allowing people to join is the most important part for this release, for this live, right? So right now we can go to the admin panel and you see that somebody who's already requested to my group. Sorry for that, but I want to show you that I can just approve that person or just reject. Sorry for that. If you want to join, just send the request once again. I will add you once again, but this is for presentation purpose. The members, it's the list that can where you can find all your members. In the future, you can just, for example, ban them, or maybe just set them a moderator for your group. And the most important part is I want to add right now the first bait. And the first bait will be the first question because I'm I want to check what is the most important right now for our community. I'm not sure about it because there is a lot of comments about what we should implement next, what is important right now. I want to right now start a little discussion and in our groups. So if you want to join this discussion, send requests and I will let you in. So I'm looking forward to find out what you want to right now, because right now we are working on a market. You already know about it. This is announced by this button over here, right? We are working on a DApp application. This means that it allows to use tokens inside our application to buy information, to buy access to the group, to give donation to the users in application. But this is the, let's say, core functions that we are focusing. But still, we have some room for something that will improve your user experience in applications. So this is why I want to receive that information straight from you, right? Yeah. Let me just check something. Yeah, yeah. It takes too long for me to just add one bait. Yeah. Sorry for that. First question. And Mikołaj, I just remember that you asked about
Yes.
about the
Oh,
files that you can attach to.
Sure.
What files you can attach. Currently, we only allows the image because we want to just check our response time and how it will be affect our server. But right now, I know that it's almost done adding the voice, voice notes, like on a Telegram or in a Facebook, like you probably know. In the next step, we want to add something like video, PDFs files, something like that. Everything is around the corner,
Okay.
but we are testing that. We try to make sure that everything is because there is small problem with the files that we want to attach. Because if we will allow to, for example, add users to PDF files or something that it can contain, let's say, value information, but it can, let's say, abuse. I mean, not maybe abuse, but they remove the whole things that we want to try to build. I mean, the anonymous part of for the user. It's mean that metadata inside the files. We want to make sure that if you add something like that in our application, there won't be any metadata that somebody can connect with you. So in the first place, we want to deliver that, and then we will allow everybody to add in the files, because not everybody who is using that application right now, they are not aware about all the good practice, good things that you need to do to stay anonymous in the Tor net and in the darknet, right? So this is why I want to make sure that we have everything, that it will increase and reduce the situations like I mentioned a few seconds ago.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
When this channels will be in the sandbox, will it be users will be able to test it during the sandbox process era?
The groups are already in the sandbox, right?
They're already in the sandbox.
Yeah, what I presented right now, it's the Tor browser, and it is our production. It means that it is the place where everybody just right now using. So this is our sandbox right now. It's already in the sandbox, right?
Yeah, there is a question. There was a question on the chat how to find your group. So you can basically type in a search machine and find your group if somebody want to join it.
So right now, if you go to the group tabs, there is a first let's say sections called search group. Right now, there is not. We just hide it because there is one thing that we need to fix with search bar. But right now there is there will be the list of the groups, and if somebody will add the group, you will be able to see that group over here.
So there will be like a public groups and like closed groups. I mean, visible for the people, and the groups that are not visible for the people.
Right now, every group is visible, but it's not meaning that you're able to read debates inside this group, right? But you can find this group in any time. In the future, we are thinking about reducing the visibility of the group. For example, there is an option that if you don't have enough reputation application, or you don't have enough coins, you won't be able to see some group. So we don't want to, like, say, reduce the privacy, because there will be hard to share the group inside the Tor, because if you share something from our application in other applications outside the Tor network, it will expose you as a user, right? You will use your anonymity, right? So we want to allow you to give all the tools inside the application to find any group, but maybe this group will be limited by things inside the application, right? So if you are a troll, you don't have good reputation, or you are too small for some groups of people, I mean in the meaning of the balance of your wallet, you won't be able to, for example, send a request, but still you will be able to see this group on the list, right? But you won't be able to send a request to see who is in the group and something like that, right?
Okay, sure.
I hope I answered these questions.
That's very good. That was one of the questions from the chat. How to find groups, how to find it. All right. That's very interesting. That is very nice to know. Is there anything else we should know about the past week?
Yeah, we just changed something a little bit. So right now, there was an option to, let's say, there also was option to, it means like scrapping the data. It means that you can just take all the information about the users by typing the ID of the user in the database. But right now it's not possible because we changed all the ID. It means that you won't be able to, let's say, find all the users by only the typing the ID, because this ID is like more complicated right now, and it's quite randomized. So it's increased security in our application. I think I'm quite happy that we just make this migration without any interruptions for users right now on a sandbox.
Sure. Okay, guys, if you
Can
have any
guys-
questions for our devs, or if you, I highly recommend you to join our Twitter. Here it is, BigShortBets Twitter. And if you have any questions, let us know in the chat. Remember, thumbs up, join our Telegram, and if you have any questions for the devs, it's a good time to do it. Okay, Bart. So I'll be keeping an eye on the chat if there is something new coming up. So yeah, so we talked about what happened in the past week, how the groups work, and all the things included. Is there anything else you would like to share, or shall we go to the next part of our live
I
stream?
think we can just, I can say about our next plant. Like I already said, we can announce that we just prepared the private blockchain for our users. It means that, for example, if right now.
So this is what you will be working on in coming week or weeks?
Yes, oncoming weeks, because it's quite complicated things right now.
Yeah, sure.
It's already
I will
running.
ask you that question next week, because our live streams are every Friday. So remember to stay with us, subscribe to the channel. You get all the information here below to join our Twitter and Telegram. So yeah, what's next?
So there was a lot of questions about what our team want to do with the high fee, let's say on a Ethereum blockchain. It means that if you want to, for example, make a transaction with somebody, there sometimes are, for example, you need to pay $100, $200, $300 for one transaction, right? And we want to reduce that. For sure, there will be normal transaction for Ethereum main blockchain to our application. But inside application, we want to introduce something like similar to the Binance Smart Chain, and it means that we want to turn off the fees inside the application, and it means that only 1.5% of burning logic will be running without any fee. So if I want to send you, let's say, paid for your information, paid for your group, I don't need to pay $100 fee for that transaction. It only be the free from transaction, but it will be only the burning logic, right? So I think that it will be a great way to reduce your the cost that you need to how to say the cost that you need to used to make a transaction, right? So it will be more efficient and more friendly for users inside the application.
All right, amazing. Okay, thank you for that. So we could go to the next step, and I have some info for you if you'd like to make some comment on what happened within this week, because this week was kind of busy. Not just, well, you and Mateusz, you were very busy from what I heard. I'm very curious what's gonna happen next week, but this week was very busy as well, and I'm very curious what you guys think about a few things that happened around the world this past week. So we are here on our Twitter. I would like to very invite you to our BigShortBets Twitter. It's right here. And guys from our team post a lot of very cool information. And one of the informations very from this week was that Salvador, country of Salvador, here in the Middle America between, what is it, Honduras, Guatemala, they decided that Bitcoin will officially be accepted as the currency. So El Salvador is a country that actually doesn't have their own currency. Their currency is US dollar, American classic US dollar, and they don't really have their own like monetary fund, bank, FDA, whatever they got. they don't have it. Basically, they don't have their own currency. Like about 20% of the money is coming from foreign countries, because about 1/4 of the country is living abroad, working abroad, and sending the money supplies back to their families. So basically, it's like a migrant country. Most of the Salvador people live abroad and send back their money back to their families. So it's a very strange business, but well, they're trying to fight it off. And President of Salvador this week decided that, and you got this news right here. Morning update from Salvador. Environment-friendly Bitcoin in Salvador. So they installed a plants, a mining machines for Bitcoin right here in Salvador. So yeah, what do you guys think about it? It's a very big news, because we also said it on our Twitter that India will be soon accepting Bitcoin, and even Mexico.
What I can say, in the first place, it's quite. I am quite happy as a crypto enthusiast that there is one more country, the place that we want to try to achieve what we are talking about for last few years, right?
Right.
And it will be great to see that. But I'm on the other hand, I'm just quite surprised that I think that it's a small country, right? And some of the people can just assume that it's just a noise, right? In the news, it's not. If we do news connected with United States or maybe China or something in Russia, it will be huge, right? But Salvador, for sure, it's nice to see that there is something like that happened, and I'm quite interested how it will be developed, because there is a whole infrastructure going through, like you said, right? The things that to mine
Exactly right here.
to
They're
they
using the
want
power of volcanoes to mine the Bitcoin.
Yeah, this is the good example that, for example, what it's connected with and jeopardize all the doubts. What Elon's just mentioned in the Twitter, that the Bitcoin is using the let's say dirty energy, but right now it's thermal right energy
Yeah.
from ground, from volcano. So there is no fossil fuels using for that in this country, right? So this is the thing that it can change a little bit the perspective for Bitcoin, but still, only disadvantage of the situation is that this country is too small to still to be looking on that situation, and like
Of
for
course,
example
but I also mentioned that there is a news on BigShortBets Twitter that India might be accepting Bitcoin as well. Well, India is a huge market.
Yeah, so but with India it's a problem, right? Because they back and forth with the cryptocurrency. They just 1 year they are banning, they next year they try to change something in the law, and then once again they just banned everything. I hope this time they just stay with the good idea and accepted this cryptocurrency and use them. I think that they feared about a little bit about the EU one, that it's going and that there is a coming from China. So I think that it's because I think that is that China is fighting, let's say, fight fire with fire. They try to jeopardize the Bitcoin by using their own cryptocurrency. So right now, I think there's a quite interesting place on the history that country needs to decide that they are going with already existing option, or they want to use their own cryptocurrency to create something interesting, right? For example, Fedcoin or EU one or something like that, right? So
yeah.
I
That's totally different thing, because that might not be like a Bitcoin cryptocurrency, but like a basically e-currency, which is, I think, something slightly different though. But yeah, it's very interesting. Maybe this small country will be a sign for some bigger allies or countries. But even though the former president Donald Trump said that he don't trust Bitcoin, and he said it that week that he don't trust Bitcoin. So even even in United States, you don't really have a politician who might be willing to say, okay, cryptocurrencies are legit or they are fine. We are not going to tax them, or maybe we will use them. Because as you said, there might be a e-yuan coming straight from China, but we don't know if American Fed or I don't know, the administration of Joe Biden will go straight with Bitcoin or against Bitcoin. There were many leaks, many plots about the taxation of cryptocurrencies, over 80% tax rate, which is crazy. So we don't really know what might happen, because it seems basically that they don't really trust Bitcoin or any cryptocurrencies, either from the side of Joe Biden or Donald Trump, right or left in United States.
Yeah, I'm totally agree with you that the strength, the position of United States is built on the dollar, right? And I think that they don't want to just replace their weapon, let's say, and something that they are using to just be the first place in the world to the Bitcoin. And I'm think that they try to find a way that stay in this status a little bit longer. I think that they are a little bit behind the China, because the China is fighting with the Bitcoin, so United States need to find their own way. And I think that Donald Trump is the business guy who is understanding this game. Is going on a world board. I mean, in a geopolitical perspective. And I think this is why he's talking in that way, because he knows that there is no plan, maybe not known plan. I mean, for people like us, right? Based on the public information, that there is anything to change with the status in the United States. So
yeah, that's
like I said,
still something new.
Yeah. So it's quite interesting, because we have two ways to fight with the Bitcoin, right? One is to stay with the dollar from United States, and second thing is fight fire with fire in China by creating your own cryptocurrency. But still, there will be place for Bitcoin, right? Because if, like you mentioned, there will be the taxation quite high for cryptocurrency in the United States. And they want to cut off the Bitcoin for China market and for China users. And I think that users who want to stay, behind the scene, anonymously, with the money, with the resources that they have, probably they will still find a way to buy and to use the cryptocurrencies.
Right. Mateusz, any thoughts on what Bartek said?
So yeah, I agree with Bartek that there are two main ways that the government will be fighting against cryptocurrencies, either with like just banning them and telling you that they are worth zero and they are only used by criminals and
Yeah,
you
but
shouldn't
exactly.
you shouldn't use them at all, or they will like just fight fire with fire, and every country will have a CBDC, a digital currency with its own blockchain, and maybe that's our new future.
That is so possible. Bartek, back to you. There is another news coming. So you guys probably heard about the big hack on the beef supplier JBS. And well, this is what happened in the past 2 weeks with one of the pipelines in southern eastern USA, where we had a big blackout, not energetic blackout, but oil supply blackout. I think they had to pay to Russian hackers about $5 billion or $1 million. I don't quite remember. So JBS paid ransomware hackers $11 million. I'm just curious, like, how is this even possible that there is no one in the country that could fight those hackers somehow? And another funny thing, because when the last thing happened about the oil supplies, what Joe Biden said he said it's a private company. That's your own business. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, so there is a lot of budgets and money going to the security for every company, but the problem is that if you are looking to the some information about the how this attack's going, right? Always the human is the weakest spot for every company, right? So you can have the best IT specialist, security specialist, but still it's enough to open one malicious and suspicious email to destroy a whole infrastructure for a company, right? And it's quite hard to, if you are a big company, it's getting harder and harder to to delegate. I mean, overseeing everybody in a company, right? To make sure
Sure.
that they are safe and they know everything how to behave. Uh, and the hackers are going better and better right now, right? So, and we in Poland we have an example that there's quite there is one company who delivered the shipments in Poland, and it's quite easy to just get one zloty or 2 zloty for everybody who just delivered received that packages for hackers, because they just sending that you're missing 1 zloty on your payment, so let's just pay us for this 1 zloty, right? So this is one of the examples that a lot of people just pay that, and they're collecting millions of zlotys every year, right?
Oops, wait up. I think I just lost you. Uno momento. Okay, got you. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
One moment. Okay, you're back. I will give you back the my camera and there. Okay. Yeah, we are back. Sorry. So I was thinking they paid $11 million. Do you think if they spent $11 million on cybersecurity of their own company, would that prevent the hackers, or is it like $11 million just easier to pay and say, okay, just have that money and bye bye, go on, because this is too expensive?
Like I said, it's very hard for security specialists to find this weak spot in your company. So sometimes it takes a lot of millions of dollars to, and it could be more than 11 millions to find
Yeah,
this
so
spot.
so maybe
They,
maybe it's cheaper to just get hacked and pay the hackers, right?
Not exactly, because it means that you are vulnerable, and they will try once again to get everything,
Or someone
in the
else will try,
future.
sure.
Yes, and someone else will try. And in this security community is always that if you find some backdoor or exploit in the company or in the software, they will share that with you, and everybody want to try their own this vulnerability, right? So if somebody have a, let's say, backdoor in the company, everybody will try to reach that backdoor because they are quite curious how it's happened, right? And it's quite, let's say, dangerous, because I know the situation that somebody just was hacked, and somebody once announced how they hacked the company, and this company was hacked once again by the same backdoor a few weeks after that, because they don't have time and resources to fix that fast enough, right? So yeah, but still, like I said, I'm not sure what was the weak spot for that company. But
Yeah.
like I said, maybe you can just, for example, our team and our project is going. We use a lot of resources to make sure that our code is secured. But if user in our application is not, let's say, is not going through all the good steps and good practice to stay secure in the internet, we can't protect him, right? And this is the place where the IT specialist just can't help for further, right? There need to be a better knowledge, better, let's say, yeah, better knowledge and better way to use the internet by end users. And this is enough. For example, I can give you an example. It's enough to somebody who is just cleaning the corridors in the company, have malware on the phone, and it's connected with the network inside the company, and it's enough to get access to everything, right? So
Wow.
this is the example that this more complicated, and like you said, there is no let's say, magic number of the money that you need to spend to make sure that you are secured.
Yeah,
Right?
right. Because you can get hacked both ways. Either the company is hacked and your information is vulnerable, or it's either you being hacked and your information is vulnerable. Like there is no ways. But you guys are basically working on that because all the information that users are posting, you as a managers of the project, you don't have access to that. Even if someone knocks to your door and say, hello Bartek, we want information of Mikołaj because he shared some nasty stuff, and what are you gonna say? You're gonna say, well, even if we wanted to give you that, we don't really have that, right?
First of all, I don't know how I can just say that this Ethereum address that we have in the application it's Mikołaj.
It's not
If
possible,
maybe
right? It is
yes,
not. Yeah.
if you don't use your first name and your surname in a login in application, I won't be able to connect with you. Of course,
Right.
if you, for example, share your account in the Facebook, in Instagram, and Telegram, of course you lose your anonymously in a
Yeah, but
anonymous.
this is my mistake, not
Yeah,
yours.
this is it's not now, but still we are not sure that the what you post in the Telegram still is not can be in an easy way connected with you, because you just share some profile. You don't need to say that this is your profile, right? Or like
Right.
so right, so you can say like that. So first of all, we don't have any information about the users. So if somebody asks me about any address in our application, I don't know who is it. This is just a Ethereum address, and I can say that this is the the how this address looks like, but nothing more. And second thing is that everything beside of the public base, because the public base, they are visible for everybody, so because they are public, right? Um, Everything will be encrypted, right? So if somebody will come and ask, for example, for your bait, maybe they connected your wallet somehow with your person, and they just came to us to ask for everything what you posted in application. I can say, okay, no, you can just check that, but there is only the strange long files of the unreadable signs, that meanings that you are posting something, but we don't know what. And yeah, and this is why you are secured and our application is secured, because we can share everything, but there is an idea that we want to cover. It means the zero knowledge
Yes.
application. It means that we as developers don't know, and I mean that we know nothing about your identity, and we know nothing about your post and informations, right?
Well,
Of
basically,
course, I don't
this is
say about the
yeah.
public base, right? Because they are visible for everybody.
Okay, sure. So this is basically the idea of the application of the BigShortBets communicator and what you're actually working on. I got a question from chat. I got a question from Arek. Arkadiusz, konieczne. When there will be an application on the phone? Any idea on that?
Yeah, so we are working on that, and it's coming. It will take a little bit longer for us, because we want to make sure that the Android, it will be Android. I can say that it will be for Android phones, right? Application. And the team for Android is a little bit smaller than we have for web application for Tor browser. So this is why it will be take a little longer. But I think it's sooner than later. You think you will be able to see. We have in the plans to create sandbox like for web application, that on the Tor browser we want to give you this small amount of functionalities to make sure that you know how to use the Android application in a secure way, and you maybe find something that will help us to make this application a little bit faster, right?
Amazing.
So it's coming, but I can't say right now when. It will be announced, I think, in the future, in near future.
Righty. Okay. I got just one last news about a drought in USA. There is a huge drought right now in the area of Las Vegas. Well, no wonder Las Vegas is like in the middle of a desert. So, well, that's not really a big news, but it is another news for any people that are worried about the ecology. That's for sure. And this same happening in Mexico. But another like historic news, I would say, is that the Hoover Dam reservoir hits record low in sign of extreme western U.S. drought. So yeah, the water supplies are going low. There is an entire article on that on Reuters. And there we go. Exceptional drought grips western U.S. We are right here, 2021. So it's basically worse than last year. That's interesting. Well, I don't really know how it's gonna affect, but I would connect it to what we said earlier about Salvador and the news about that, which is how, well, what Elon said, right? How the power of volcanoes or other stuff is gonna work on making and mining the Bitcoin. It's not like it's impossible, but it is probably very important because it might affect not only the local areas of Arizona or Nevada, but also the global economy, especially if we are thinking about eating, well, I don't know, Mexican avocados during the winter. Okay, thank you, Bartek, very, very much for joining
Thank you very much.
today. Also, thank you, Mateusz, if you're still there.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Any words about what we said, or everything is clear and everything's good?
I think everything is clear. All the question has been answered.
Cool. Okay, thank you so much for your time and for your work. Because what you said about dealing with the well, basically spending your entire nights. Well, what can I say? Good luck to you, right? And I hope to see you guys next week for another live stream, probably around 6 p.m. We'll see about that exactly, but stay tuned Friday, and remember to join the sandbox. And here below, please come to BigShortBets Twitter. You can join the Telegram, and you can join other social medias to be the active member of our community. Okay, say hi to your dog. Thank you, Bartek. Thank you, Mateusz. Take care, guys. Thank you for joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.
Bye.
I don't like it because it's another currency competing against the dollar. Essentially, it's a currency competing against the dollar. I want the dollar to be the currency of the world. That's what I've always said.
El Salvador could become the first country in the world to make Bitcoin legal tender. President Nayib Bukele announcing he will propose a bill to the country's Congress this week. El Salvador has a high poverty rate and very low public spending on health and welfare, for example. Now, many Salvadorans are dependent instead on remittances from family living abroad, money transfers that make cryptocurrency look attractive.
El Salvador's president picked the perfect place to unveil his country's crypto plans, the Bitcoin trade show in Miami.
I will send to Congress a bill that will make Bitcoin a legal tender in El Salvador. In the short term, this will generate jobs and help provide financial inclusion to thousands outside the formal economy.
The value of one Bitcoin skyrocketed this year to over $64,500 before plummeting by more than 40%.